One way that multi-source reasoning questions can appear on the GMAT is by presenting information in a sequential format. Information may be organized in tabs by order. Of course, you may need to jump back and forth between the tabs to organize the information, but be efficient when doing so. Let's take a look at an example. Here, this question gives you a chain of emails. The first email is from the project manager to the financial officer. The project manager asks about the bids, wants to start construction as soon as possible, and says that a decision should be made by the end of the day. The second email is the reply from the financial officer to project manager. The officer discloses that the bid for Appaloosa is $1.35 million, the highest of the three, but that Appaloosa has a great track record. Next, Breton's bid is $1.25 million. A lower bid, sure, but Breton seems to usually go over budget, and if that happened here, funds would run out before completion. Last, Campolina's bid is $1.1 million, but this company can't begin work until August 25th, so the officer indicates that he can't accept their bid. Before moving on to the next email, just take a moment to think strategically. The financial officer never draws an explicit conclusion about which company should be hired, but his opinion is pretty clear. Breton would cause the company to run out of money for the project, and Campolina's delayed start is unacceptable, so the financial officer must be in favor of Appaloosa. Now, let's look at the last tab, email number 3. The project managers responded back to the financial officer, saying first that Breton is not worth the risk. Second, he confirms that there is a cost for delaying the start of construction. Last, the manager emphasizes that even when factoring in this cost, Campolina is still cheaper even with the delay. Don't jot down all the figures and calculations from the email. Save that for when you look at the statements and the questions. Notice that you have another set of yes/no questions. As always, you'll want to read the introductory sentences very carefully. Your task is to consider whether the inferences in the questions are supported by the information in the 3 emails. Critical reasoning skills will help you here. Use only the evidence in the 3 emails to determine your answers. Let's take a look at the first statement. This first question refers to Appaloosa's bid and the opinions of the 2 riders. Look back at your notes. The financial officer is in favor of accepting Appaloosa's bid, while the project manager is in favor of accepting Campolina's instead. The 2 do not agree on their assessment of Appaloosa's bid, making the answer to this statement no. Read carefully on this next statement. The emails discuss time in the second and third tabs, but time is discussed only in reference to when the construction can begin, not how long it will take. There isn't any mention of the length of construction in your notes, and if you glance through the 3 emails, there isn't any information there either. The answer is no. This final yes/no question is very similar to the one asking about Appaloosa's bid. This time, the question is asking whether the 2 people disagree about the best contractor to hire. The project manager thinks Campolina is the best choice, and the financial officer is in favor of Appaloosa. The answer to this question, as seen in your notes on the emails, is yes. Multi-source reasoning problems will generally have several questions associated with the same information, and this is no exception. This multiple choice problem asks about the cost of delaying the construction. Take a look. By now, you can expect that you'll need to find information in multiple emails to answer this question. Looking at your notes, you see that the delay costs are discussed in both the second and third emails. The other 2 companies can start the next day, August 4th, but Campolina can't start until August 25th, a delay of 21 days. Next, use the information given to determine how much money is lost in those 21 days. The third email says that even with the delay, Campolina would cost $50,000 less than Appaloosa's $1.35 million bid, or $1.3 million. That means the cost caused by the delay would be $1.3 million minus $1.1 million, or $200,000. To determine the cost per day, calculate $200,000 divided by 21 days. That's equal to about $9,500. Or even better, simply route 21 to 20 and calculate much more easily that $200,000 divided by 20 is $10,000. Since the answer choices are spread out enough, you can estimate without getting into deep calculations. Keeping track of information is an important skill for any top MBA, and the multi-source reasoning questions test your ability to do just that. And don't run to the calculator every chance you can get. Think about the information most relevant to the question to help you decide the best approach. As always, your approach determines your effectiveness, so find the right one for every question on test day.